Hey everybody, Professor Newsom here. So thanks for your patience. Thanks for, you know, somehow working through this thing. Right now, I'm not really sure of the format that we'll use for the rest of the semester. If we even have to do it for the rest of the semester, who knows? I mean, maybe this thing will blow over. It's hard to say at this point. I mean, at my age, I've learned the only thing I know is that I don't know. So, but I thought at least for this week I would record videos and upload them. At least try to give you somewhat of a realistic experience of what we normally do. It looks like the university is pushing us to use Zoom, which is I guess something you can download and then we can kind of meet all together. We can see how that works. You will need to download Zoom to your computer because I know sometimes with LIU students, there's an issue where some students don't have computers, so it becomes an issue. So maybe we'll work that out. But at least for this week, we will use this video format where I will pre-record the videos, and then I will upload them to Blackboard, and then you do the assignment during the normal class time, and then we will take it from there. So for today, at least for this particular assignment, we're going to examine chord qualities. Okay. Okay, so we're going to examine chord qualities. So as you know, there are 4 chord qualities. I'm going to just... Anybody know what those 4 chord qualities are? If you do, why don't you just write them down? Just so when I write them, you won't just be copying what I wrote. It will definitely help to reinforce it. If you make an attempt first and then sort of have your attempt be reinforced by what I wrote. Okay? So first chord quality is major. Second chord quality is minor. The third is diminished, and the fourth is augmented. So we have major. Let me get over here. So we have, so you can see me, we have major, minor, diminished, and augmented. So we have major, minor, diminished, and augmented. So just so we can put a sound to the words. So, and I've changed my setting, so I'm using a choir sound. Sometimes the choir sounds a little more dramatic, plus it's sustained, so you might be able to hear the chord quality maybe with a little more clarity. But, I'm experimenting here. So here is the major. All right. Here is the minor. Here is the diminished. And the augmented. Yeah, maybe with the choir sound, it might be a little misleading because they all kind of sound very intense and a little bit dark. But listen again. So major, minor, diminished, and augmented. Okay, so let's put sort of a descriptor to go along with those. So for me, when I think of major, I think of happy. So let's write happy. Okay? So we'll associate the major with feeling happy. For the minor, there's a sadness to it, but I don't want to put sad, maybe solemn. And then, of course, for diminished, suspenseful. And for suspended. Okay, so for major, we can say happy. For minor, solemn. For diminished, suspenseful. And for augmented, suspended. Okay, so, and again, maybe you have your own descriptors, but maybe we can kind of just work with these four for now. And because when we're listening and trying to identify the different chord qualities, I want, instead of just trying to hear what the exact pitches are, I want you to try to tune in to the mood that the chord is actually exuding. Because this is another way of learning to hear. It's not always about being able to identify the individual notes that are being played, but sometimes just the mood that's being conveyed by the individual notes. But certainly as songwriters, this is very important because more so than that a 1, 3, and 5 is going to give you a major chord. I think it's more important to know that the kind of mood that will be set by playing that particular chord. Okay? So again, the major, happy, the minor, solemn, the diminished, suspenseful, and then for the augmented, suspended. All right. Now let's look at this another way. So we're thinking about it certainly in terms of descriptors and just saying what they are. But let's put it in more of a theoretical context as well. All right. So let's use the universal C major. Okay, so can you see my lines here? All right, so we have the C, E, and G. So in the key of C major, this is the 1, the 3, and the 5. Okay, so the 1, 3, and the 5. This is the major. So we'll just put that here. We'll just even write major above it. Now, the thing that to remember about minor is 1 flat 3, 5. Okay? So we have the 3. So we have 1, flat 3. So we take the E and we lower that E down a half step to an E flat, and we have this, the flat 3. And then we have the G again. So we have the 1 flat, we'll just say the flat 3 and the 5. Okay? So now we have the minor here. Now, word, I'm going to run out of space. I was a little too adventurous. All right? Now, all of it's on, you might say this is a type of parallel harmony, okay? Because everything that we're doing is parallel to the C, because we're not actually transposing it into different keys. We're actually just using the C major as a guide, and then we're sort of creating the different chords in a parallel fashion. Okay, now diminished. So diminished is the 1, the flat 3, and the flat 5. So you have 1, flat 3, and the flat 5. So now this is giving you the diminished, okay? So major, right, is 1, 3, 5. The minor is 1, flat 3, 5. And then the diminished is 1, flat 3, flat 5. And since I ran out of room, I'm going to put the augmented down here. So now the augmented is 1, 3, sharp 5. Okay? So you have 1, 3, then sharp 5. So that this is the okay, so everybody can see this. The major 1, 3, 5, the minor 1, flat 3, 5, the diminished 1, flat 3, flat 5, and then the augmented. So I'm out of the shot here, out of the screenshot here, the 1, 3, and augmented 5th. All right. So now let's put a sound to it. 1, 3, 5. 1, flat 3, 5. 1, flat 3, flat 5. 1, 3, sharp 5. Okay, so copy this, and we're going to come back to this momentarily. So right now, we're going to do a little dictation exercise. So I want you to take out a sheet of paper, and I want you to number it from 1 to 10. So I will play 10 examples of chords that will either be major, minor, diminished, augmented, or happy, solemn, suspenseful, suspended. So please copy all of this because I'm about to erase it. Okay, little erase moment here. Now, so 1 through 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So I will play 10 examples. So again, the examples I'm going to play will either be major, minor, diminished, or augmented. All right? Number 1. 2. Now, keep in mind, unlike what we just finished doing, those are all built on the C as a root note. Here, I'm going to be changing around so the root notes will be, can be any of the 12 notes from the chromatic scale, okay? Number 2. Number 2 again. Number 3. Let me play number 3 lower. It might be easier to hear. Okay, number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 7 again. Number 8. Number 8 again. Number 9. Number 9 again. And number 10. Okay, so I'm just going to touch on each one very quickly. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Lastly, number 10. Okay, so let's see how well you did. You know, if you need to stop the video and replay it again until you figure it out, or at least until you're a little more confident in your answers, you know, please do that at this time before I give you the answers. All right? So, number 1. And I'm not only going to give you the chord quality, but I'm going to give you the actual chord that I played too. Let me see here. Okay. All right. Number 1 was C major. Number 2 was F minor. Number 3, B flat, diminish. Number 4, B flat, augmented. Number 5, F major. Number 6, G major. Number 7, A minor. Number 8, D minor. Number 9, E augmented. And number 10, E diminished. Now, I know we haven't really gone over this, but just for those of you who might be a little confused, just about the symbols. In general, without any symbol next to the note, the major would just be nothing, okay? And then, of course, the minor, and there are many different kinds, but I'm just using this one, would be the little dash like that. That usually means minor. And then for diminished, we have the small circle, which would look like this. And then for augmented, you have the plus sign. And that really means to raise the fifth. Okay, so just in case you're a little thrown by my notation, this is what all of these symbols mean, okay? And over the next few classes, maybe I'll introduce you to some different symbols, because as you'll find out when people give you a set of chord changes, everybody has their own, system that they learn. Fortunately, there aren't like innumerable amount. There are probably, 2 or 3 ways that you can write minor, maybe a few different, maybe 2 or 3 ways you can write diminished, augmented, but I don't think there are more than 3, thank goodness. So if you are, at least if you have these, you can rest assured that at least you are 1/3 there, okay? you're 1/3 along the way. All right, so I'm going to erase this for now. All right, so these are the answers. How did you do? Anybody get a 100? All right, and as I was playing the chords, I started to think, well, maybe major might sound like peaceful. It is something about, it sounds like it's at a place of rest. And then augmented, to me, sounds almost dreamy. Think about that. If you ever see some type of television sitcom or movie or soundtrack, whenever they show the person sort of falling asleep and sort of drifting off, they always seem to play a whole tone scale. Well, that used to be what they do. That might have become cliche as of now. I mean nowadays, but certainly there was a time, certainly in older movies, in television shows, they would play augmented as a way of insinuating that someone has fallen into a dreamlike state. So dreamy could be another way that you look at it. Okay? So what I want you to do for homework, I'm going to erase this here, make sure you have this. So this has to do with writing skills and things of that nature, just when you thought we were done. But, as I said during the last semester, a lot of the things that we touched on, we were definitely going to revisit, because that's the thing about theory. It's not something that you just learn once and you go on with your business, you go on with your life. You have to revisit these things time and time and time and time again. It's like people I know who are, who follow a certain type of religion, like people who are Jewish, like they don't just read the Torah one time and never look at it again, or people who are, Muslim, like they don't read the Quran once, or Christians don't read the Bible one time and say, okay, I've read that book already. It's something you revisit time and time and time and time again. So in the same thing applies to theory. You learn these concepts and you have to keep revisiting them because, depending on the level that you're at, maybe the level that you understand it, it's going to mean different things to you. I mean, as I teach it to you, it's still a learning experience for me. So I'm constantly examining it from where I am at today versus where I was when I was your age. So, so if I give you an assignment that you felt like, oh, wow, we did this last semester, then please scratch that way of thinking just out of your head, because that's not how any of this works. You have to learn, relearn, re-examine. It is a journey. It's not something that you sort of do once and go on about your business. It's it's a lifetime journey. It's a lifelong experience. Okay, so I'm going to now I'm going to give you an example of what I want you to do for your homework. So I'm going to do this in different keys. I'm going to write it in a key that's not in what I'm giving you. Let me see what I have here. Okay, so I'm going to write it in the key of A flat. So as you know, A flat is how many flats? Anybody remember from last semester? Anybody say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Okay, I won't confuse you. Okay, so it's 4. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I want you to do is I want you to write the parallel chord qualities. And what I mean is that you are writing each one starting on the same root note. All right? So you're writing each chord of the 4 chord qualities starting on the same root note. So in this key, and just so we can really reinforce this, I'm actually going to ask you to write the scale first. So it's going to be a few different parts. So on one line, you're going to write the scale, which will look like this. Only meter. And then on the second line, or the second staff, you're going to write the chords. So I'm going to ask you to write the key signature again, because again, you can't know this stuff too well. All right. Oh, getting ahead of myself. 1, 2, The 4 chord qualities, we have remember, for major, we have 1, 3, and 5. And remember, for minor, we have 1 flat 3, 5. For diminished, we have 1 flat 3, flat 5. And then for augmented, we have 1, 3, sharp 5. And just in case you're not sure what I mean by sharp 5, it just, wherever that note is, you just take it up a half step, okay? So, using this formula, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, okay? So that's the major, right? The minor, 1, flat 3. Since the E flat is already in the key signature, you don't need to write it again. So 1, flat 3, 5. And then you have 1, flat 3. Now, because this is already a flat, you have to make it a double flat in order to bring it down a half step, okay? So you have 1, flat 3, 5, flat 5, but because it's already flat because of the key signature, you have to write a double flat. And now the last is the 1, 3. We'll just put this here as a courtesy, just a little, let you know this is natural. And then 5, sharp 5, sorry. So it's an E flat in the key signature, and we're raising it a half step. So so now it is a 1, 3, sharp 5. So major, minor, diminished, and then augmented. All right. So this is what I want you to do in these following keys, all right? In the keys of B flat, F, G, A, D, and E flat, okay? So you're to do this, where you're to write out part 1, write out the scale, part 2, write out the chord and the parallel chord qualities. So meaning that they're all starting on A flat. So do that for each key. So you do that for the key of B flat, 1. So this, and I'm the number keys. B flat, second key is F, third key is G, fourth key is A, fifth key is D, sixth key is E flat, okay? So this will be your homework that will be due on Wednesday, okay? And then after that, we will go further into this, and then we'll also talk about some other fun things that has to do with chord qualities and identifying chords. And also the really fun thing is getting into identifying chord progressions. Okay, so that's going to be it for today. Please email me at any time should you have any questions. And also explore Zoom. I will send you the link of what I have, and it's something that it looks like the university is really pushing all of the professors to use this. So it will behoove you to get acclimated with this right away, because it doesn't look like it's only going to be coming from me. All right. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your patience. And I look forward to the next time.